Hello, welcome to CLSP Politics. Sean Briscoe speaking. So let's talk about PAC money in Texas for like 5 minutes, okay? And I'm not throwing aspersions to any specific candidates. They all take PAC money, even when they say they don't, and I'm going to show you how. Okay. The what was the article? The San Antonio Current did a little breakdown of all of the PAC money that's been taken in this primary, Democrat and Republican. It's absolutely worth looking up. You can go to their website and just put in PAC and it'll pop right up. And they broke down, how much Hunt's been getting and how much Cornyn's been getting. And guys, it's like 40 and 50 million dollars. I've actually done a show on the PAC money flowing into this primary season in Texas. And it would absolutely not surprise me if it's broken $100 million at this point. I mean, turn your television on, wait 5 seconds for a commercial. We have some of the most expensive media markets in the country. It's like 4 out of 10 most expensive are in this state. So, that being said, I could honestly not care about the Republican Party primary less. Whatever terrible human being is going to come out of that primary is the one that they're going to put forward and they're going to say is an angel or whatever. Blah, blah. Not my department. I don't work for the Republican Party, and I would never, because then my dad would haunt me forever. So I want to talk about our party. Every candidate that you've seen, Beto, Wendy, everyone who's run statewide in Texas has taken PAC money. Now, there's two different ways you can take PAC money, right? There's the thank you for this donation, and from a political action committee, I think it's capped around $5,000. I did a whole show on it. I'll put the link in the description of this video so you guys can go back and look at it. It literally breaks down all the different kinds of PACs and how they work. So you can go watch that. I'm not going to reiterate a 20-minute show. They take the money, or they take advantage of the environment that money creates. It's kind of like why birds fly in an angle, right? The first bird's doing a lot of the hard work, and the rest of them are riding on the current that first bird has created. And or race car driving, same thing. You're in the draft, so that PAC money creates a draft, sucking in, and it eases the way for the rest of your campaign to move forward without coordinating at all. In the tiniest bit, you don't coordinate with these guys because it's against the law. FEC will not, you're not allowed to coordinate with super PACs because all of it's dark money and all of it's, nonprofits feeding nonprofits. Think shell organizations, that kind of thing. So you can't coordinate with them. But you're targeting the same finite universe of individuals who are likely to vote. So by necessity, the math coordinates the money itself. The organizations actually don't have to do it. So anyway, that's my little thing. If you're a Tallarico supporter, I'm going to be talking about Tallarico. If you're a Crockett supporter, I'm going to be talking about Crockett. But one of those two candidates is saying that PAC money has nothing to do with his campaign. And that's not true. I'll show you why. And this isn't a bash on him. I actually think James is a nice guy. I have no problem with him. In fact, if he wasn't taking PAC money, I'd call him an idiot because Texas is the most expensive state in the country to run in. And you're a Democrat and it's a red state. And you'd be dumb not to take every damn penny you can, because Greg Abbott has $120 million cash on hand if he doesn't raise a penny for the next 8 months. So you'd be dumb not to take every penny you could get. So do not confuse this show with me saying, oh, Tallarico's a bad guy because he's doing. No, that's not at all what I'm saying. Do not comment, oh, you're bashing Tallarico. Do not do that, because that's not what's happening here. I'm a 30-year political consultant, and I'm telling you, you got to have money to run in Texas. So saying no to money is dumb. Saying, oh, I'm going to win this with individual donations is ridiculous. Beto got $137 million. That's how much he spent in his campaign. He got within 300,000 votes. In any other state, that would be like you missed the sun. But in Texas, that's 3%. It's a flu season because we're that big. So let me just do my thing so that, and I'm not trying to get anyone angry. I'm not picking a side in this, although I've been fully upfront. I'm all pro Jasmine Crockett. But as a political consultant, I think it's important, based on the comments I saw on my show yesterday, that I talk about this. All right. So here we go. Again, not bashing Tallarico, just stating the facts and hoping that you understand how it doesn't matter if they don't take the money. The money's operational. Okay. All right. The Lone Star PAC is supporting, one of the James Tallarico, and it's reporting about 6.1 million in contributions since January 1st, right? More than half of that came from a political action committee that is entirely made of dark money. See, this is how they do it. And I explained this in my other video. One PAC will give money to another PAC, will give money to another PAC. It's called laundering campaign money. Okay. And the Supreme Court with Citizens United made that completely 100% on the level legal. All right. The Lone Star PAC disclosed, right, that it got 3.7 million of its money from another super PAC, the Government That Works PAC, right? Okay. Now, that group received 4 million from the 1630 fund, this dark money hub for Democrats. All right. So, do you see how it's going boom and then boom and then boom? That's how this works. I'm not making this up. You can go on the FEC and look these guys up. I live on the FEC website, so feel free. The Lone Star PAC co-founder, these are like Reid Hoffman, $500,000. The Austin philanthropist, Cox, $400,000. These are $500,000 donations, guys. These are not small donations. All right. The problem with Tallarico is that he's been critical of PAC money. These are all quotes, right? And when you ask him, hey, closing the loop on Citizens United, which, by the way, will never happen because every single member of Congress uses PAC money, right? Even AOC, who doesn't actually take PAC money, much like Tallarico, there are PACs that work for the issues that she is working for. So therefore, it creates a draft and opens up opportunities for her campaigns to move forward, just like Tallarico. I'm a huge AOC fan. I'm telling you, this isn't a bash. There is some hypocrisy here, but because you can't be all high and mighty and say, oh, we don't take PAC money, when you know for a fact your campaign's benefiting from PAC money. The appropriate statement would be, hey, PAC money is involved in every part of every election in this state. Mine's is no exception. Neither is my opponent. But as far as my campaign goes, we are not taking any direct contributions. But yes, PAC money is operating in this state on my behalf. But I do not coordinate with them. But like I said, since the voter universe is finite, the math coordinates itself. Anyway, that's what he should have said. But what he did say was not that. So anyway. So Jasmine Crockett, also Texas Forward, is a political action committee. Now, I went and looked up their reports. I don't know how much they're putting into the state, and honestly, I don't care all that much. Again, she's not coordinating with that political action committee, but because of when they came in so late, and BT Dubs early money, which is what Tallarico's had from his PACs, is worth 10 times any late money. For every dollar you give me at the beginning of a campaign, I'll make it $10, worth $10 at the end of the campaign. Late money is you can buy some commercials. Can't get a real field program going. Mail is garbage. Phones are garbage. Social media is very low persuasion rate. It can get out your base, and that's about it. So seriously, your best ROI thing that you can do is field, knocking on doors, which, by the way, if you go and do any of my shows, you'll see that I say that a lot because it's facts. In fact, I have an entire show just about the ROI on outreach for campaigns. Field programs, you have to start early. They're like a tenth of what, conversion level for vote. Anyway, that's another video. You know what? I'll put that one in this description too. So anyway, so she's taking money too, right? Okay. So there's this whole thing where, Tallarico's only taking small donations and da-da-da-da. No, that's not at all what's happening here. His campaign may have his operating capital for inside his campaign, taking small donations. But I can assure you, there are PACs with equal or twice the amount of money he's got in his campaign. And the problem is we don't know because it's dark money. Operating on his behalf. And that's just the facts. So I saw a lot of people comment on my feed yesterday talking about, this person's taking PAC, this person's taking PAC, everybody's taking PAC money in some form or fashion. It may not be direct, but it's indirect. Because, as I said before, the PAC money creates that draft that campaigns can utilize to expand operations. Because whereas they may not coordinate, you can have canvassers out, and this happens all the time, right? Let's say you have your field program out there knocking on doors, right? And you're out there and your canvasser's out there, and they found a door hanger. And it says, Judgment Crockett or Tallarico or whatever, right? Whatever candidate that's running in that area. And you're like, oh, wow. See, I train my canvassers to take a photo. Don't want to steal it. Not necessary, but take a high resolution photo of that door hanger. Because at the bottom of that door hanger, because of the laws, it's going to say who's doing what. And if I see enough of those, I don't have to coordinate with them because I'm good at my job and I can do math. And I know if they're in specific precincts, why, and the doors, because I know what doors they're hitting, right? Because I can see it. Haven't called them, not coordinating with them at all, just using the evidence of eyeballs on, front doors. I train my canvassers to look for that stuff because I can tell if I get enough of a sample size who they're targeting, what they're targeting, how they're targeting. And if I know that, then I don't have to coordinate with them, do I? Because now I know what their targeted universe is. It really doesn't take much. Also, it's very, very obvious. Odds are they're probably the same universe we're targeting because we're not dumb either. So when you cannot coordinate with a PAC all day and still know exactly what they're doing, why they're doing it, and where they are, and never make a phone call, never make an email, never talk to anybody, because we're all going after the same voter universe. So then what you can do is say, okay, well, obviously they're covering this precinct and this precinct and this precinct, and it makes sense that they would probably end up over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down here, cover these second tier precincts and third tier precincts, because we know these first tier are going to get covered because we've already seen the evidence. And that's how it's done. So when there's this much PAC money flowing into one campaign versus the other, because let me tell you, Tallarico's got a lot more PAC money flowing into his side of the equation than Jasmine Crockett. And it's statistically a tied race. If you're outspending your opponent 4-1 and it's a tied race, that might be the real issue here. That might be the thing that people need to start talking about. Why? For one thing, why are all these PACs backing a guy who is a state house rep? I mean, the total number of registered voters in his district is 65,000. Jasmine Crockett's got a couple 100,000. She represents 780,000 citizens in her district. He represented maybe 150. She has years of experience at the federal level in committee work in DC, fighting against, the Trump administration and the Republican Party. He's got Greg Abbott, who's arguably one of the weakest governors that can be elected in this country. We have a very weak governor system here in Texas. The two most powerful seats in Texas at the state level is the lieutenant governor and the railroad commissioner. Go look it up. It ain't Greg Abbott. But he's been fighting against Greg Abbott. Keeping the 10 Commandments out of school, I agree with that 100%. As a Unitarian Universalist, I am a very, very big advocate for separation of church and state, all about that. But what's that got to do with ACA or any of that stuff? I mean, you have to start asking yourself the question, why is all this money coming in and backing a candidate who is, by every measure, less experienced than the alternative, who is a nationally known quantity and a brand in and of herself? These are the questions I always ask myself, because I'm a big astronomy fan. And in astronomy, they're always talking about dark energy, dark matter. And it's not because we can see it and it's dark. No, it's dark because it can't be seen, not through normal optics or radio transmission. But we can see its effect on other things. Like we can see its effect between galaxies, and we can see its effect in different, stellar objects. Well, PAC money is the same way. I can see its effect. I don't have to see it. I can see its effect on the overall political operation that's happening in a given political environment. Because I've been doing this for 30 years and I've worked in 200 campaigns, and none of this stuff is new. So when we talk about PAC money and campaigns, let's be authentic, at least amongst the voters, amongst us, right? The people, not the politicians, just the people in the comment streams and my channel, on other channels. Let's just be authentic and say, listen, all of them are benefiting in some way, form, or fashion from PAC money, because Citizens United is the worst thing to ever happen to our democracy. People always ask, well, I mean, it's actually the second. Gerrymandering is the first worst thing. And I'm always asked, what would you get if you had to pick one, gerrymandering or Citizens United? I get rid of gerrymandering. Give me a level playing field. They can have all the money they want. I will eat their lunch. 100%. Because they spend their money stupid. And we'll spend our money smart. And we'll win. So yeah. Citizens United is the second worst thing. Gerrymandering by far first. All right. That's my rant. That's all I really wanted to say because of some comments I saw on the thread. And I'm sure people will disagree with me, and that's fine. as long as everyone's civil, you won't be blocked from my channel. I like all sorts of different opinions. And just everyone be nice. I know it's a lot to ask from the internet, but let's do what we can. Again, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. I'm, on all these platforms. If you wish to support the work I do on this channel, you can go to, I have a PayPal on my YouTube. You can just become a member of my Substack, $5 a month, a cup of coffee. No big deal. Much appreciated, of course. And I will have an update tomorrow for see what today brings about in this wonderful primary of ours. So, all right, everybody. I will talk to you guys later. And man, thank you everybody for watching. This has just been a really good. It's been really, really interesting listening to all the comments and stuff. I do read everything. All right, talk to you later.